down through the white pants as well. Opening tip will be between Dorsey and Tamisha Lampkin. Lampkin at 6'2", Dorsey at 6'1", and Lampkin wins the opening tip to Ali Gomez, the transfer from Fresno State, in the 2021-2022 basketball season officially underway here from the Super Pit in Denton, Texas. It's Jazzion Jackson with it to start. She goes down to the elbow, kicks it back up top to Maddie Townley. Townley almost lost control of it, but is able to regain control. Now in a bit of trouble, goes up top again to Gomez. Gomez with it, attacking the glass. Gomez throws up an awkward shot, but gets it to land, and the Mean Green draw first blood. It's 2-0 here at the Super Pit. 9:27 to play here in this opening quarter. Now bringing it up the floor is USAO. It is Johnson with it at the point. She'll hold down there, kicks it over into the corner for Guerrero, and Guerrero works it to Carrera. Carrera again at 27 points in that opener against Our Lady of the Lake University. Is an errant pass here, barely going to stay on this side of the front court for USAO. It's Dorsey with it. She'll get it off to Johnson, who puts up a shot, but an offensive rebound comes after the shot was no good, and it's back to Guerrero. Derek Matthews, the seventh-year head coach, shouting out signals from the sideline. Now kicks this one into the corner. Johnson puts up a three ball. That one's no good, and Townley comes away with the rebound. Her first board of this game as the Mean Green now bring it back up the floor. It is Noble. Noble shot blocked that time from underneath the basket by Guerrero, and Quincy Noble has to get back up. Here's back the other way. Shot off the glass, no good, and a rebound taken by Gomez. Gets a pass to Jackson, who takes it into the front court. 3-on-2 for the Mean Green. Jackson into the corner. Quincy Noble with it. Noble just going to put up the contested three-pointer and drills it. You'll see that a lot this year as Quincy Noble knocks down the first three-pointer of the season, and it's a 5-0 Mean Green advantage. Drovers back the other way. It's Carrera, puts up the three to respond. That one off the back of the iron, no good, and Noble gets the board. Bounce pass ahead to Jazzion Jackson. Jackson driving down the lane, now pulls up, goes over to Gomez at the point. Gomez outside to Noble for another three-pointer. That one in and out, no good, and the rebound taken by Dorsey out of the Bronx in New York. I'll slow things down a bit as now Caitlin Johnson works this one up the floor. Johnson hands it off here to Palmer, who finds Dorsey. Dorsey over to Guerrero on the wing. Guerrero with it, working left side, now driving inside, throws up an awkward shot. Not sure if that was tipped on its way or not, but Ali Gomez comes away with the loose ball, and Gomez in trouble, has to kind of throw this one, tried to throw it off a USAO player and get it out of bounds, couldn't, and then getting the loose ball was Palmer, who was able to knock down the jumper. Gomez, high pass over to Jackson. Bringing this one up the floor, Jazzion Jackson attacking the glass, and Jackson's left-handed floater is up and good. 7-2, Mean Green in front here, 7:12 to play in this opening quarter. Drovers work it up the floor. It's Guerrero with it, sends it back over to Johnson. And Johnson will slow things down, dribble left hand to right hand, and now turn and get signals from her coach, Derek Matthews. Now stops, pivots on her right foot, gets a pass over to Johnson. Caitlin Johnson attacking the glass. Her shot rolled around the back end of the rim and popped out. Gomez with the rebound, gets a pass up to Jackson. Jackson lays it up and in, and a quick 4 points for Jazzion Jackson, and it's a 9-2 Mean Green advantage. 6:44 to play here in the opening frame. High pass gets this one over to Carrera, slings it into the corner for Dorsey, who tries to put up a three to stop the bleeding but can't, and getting the rebound is Lampkin. She'll send this one over now to Gomez, who gets it to Lampkin, goes between her legs, but Jackson able to come away with the ball. Jazzion Jackson, jumper from the elbow. That one well short and will just go out of bounds on the air ball. (9-2) Mean Green advantage here early on. 6:10 to play in the opening frame. It's Carrera with it for USAO as they trail by 7. It's over to Dorsey. Goes back across now to Johnson from three-point range and knocks it down. Laser of a shot there makes it a 9-5 Mean Green advantage. And now North Texas tries to bring this one up the floor, and Jazzion Jackson able to draw a foul. It's going to be on Jessica Palmer, who picks up her first. First team foul called in this game, first foul whatsoever in this contest. And now the Mean Green will take the ball back up the floor. It is Gomez with it. She'll slow things down at the wing. Finds Noble, who thought about a three but didn't take it. Instead drives into the left side. Nice little spin move. Kicks it up top to Gomez. Gomez from downtown. Ali Gomez from three-point range. 5:33 to play in the opening quarter. Mean Green in front, 12-5, and then the ball stolen away here by Tamisha Lampkin. Lampkin back the other way with it up the floor. Lampkin lost control of it, but somehow regained control and is able to put it up and in. Tamisha Lampkin lost that ball right to herself. And it pads the Mean Green lead. They're up by 8. Drovers with it back the other way into the corner here for Guerrero from three-point range, and she knocks it down. Drovers keeping pace here with the Mean Green despite trailing. High pass to Quincy Noble, zings it over to Gomez. Ali Gomez finds an open Lampkin. Lampkin shot, got it, and the foul for Tamisha Lampkin. A timeout will be taken as the foul is called on Zariah Dorsey. We will take it as well. 4:54 to play here in the first quarter. 16-8, Mean Green in front. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. Texas in front. Now Tamisha Lampkin will head to the free throw line. Lampkin last season just a 47% free throw shooter. And her free throw here will be off the mark, no good, but an offensive rebound from Maddie Townley. She'll get it outside now to Quincy Noble. Noble lost control of it and out of bounds. Noble protesting it was off the foot of a Drover, but the ref says otherwise, and this will go back to USAO. Back up the floor with it is the Drovers. It's Johnson with it. He'll hand this one off to Guerrero, and Guerrero driving down near the wing, gets it up top to Dorsey, who puts up the three-pointer. That one's off the glass and no good. And the rebound taken here by Maddie Townley. Goes into the corner for Amber Dixon from three. She knocks it down. Amber Dixon's first points in a Mean Green uniform. The transfer from Louisiana Tech makes it a 19-8 ball game. Drovers back up the floor with it the other way. It's Guerrero working around the edge of the three-point line, shifts this one back over. They work it around. Fake shot here from Carrera. She puts up a floater, no good, and the rebound taken by Townley, who will bring it back up the floor. High pass. It's going to be stolen away by Tori James, and it's 2-on-1 for the Drovers. James shot up, but an offensive foul called on Tori James as Maddie Townley takes the trademark charge that she's known so well for. That's the first one called on James, third team foul on the Drovers. And Maddie Townley will inbound this one to Ali Gomez, who sends it right back to Townley, who will take it across the timeline. Townley to Gomez, fake to three. Now dribbles down to the top of the key, hands it off to Noble, who shifts around. Now Noble driving into the paint. Noble shot up, got it, and the foul again. Quincy Noble. Mean Green firing on all cylinders here in the first quarter. This foul is going to be on Tori James as well, so she quickly picks up her second personal, and that's the fourth team foul called this quarter on the Drovers. One more will put the Mean Green into the bonus, still with 3:35 to play here in this opening frame. Noble for the three-point play, and she completes it. Quincy Noble now with 4 points in this contest. Or I say that, and the stats are way behind, so that is not the case. We'll try and get those updated to you as soon as we can. I get this one back over. Far side now for Guerrero. Guerrero, high pass over to Doring, and Doring lost control of it, and it goes out of bounds. 8-0 run for the Mean Green over the last minute and 19 seconds. It's a 13-3 run over the last 2:05. The Mean Green have made their last 5 field goals in a row. Gomez up the floor with it. Gomez just going to attack the glass herself and lays it up and in. Easy inside lane there for Ali Gomez, who's got a team high 7 points. Quincy Noble with 6. As the Drovers trail right now 24-8. They've tripled up the score here, the Mean Green have early. Here's a jumper put up off the mark. Dixon gets the rebound on the shot from Doring, and here come the Mean Green up the floor again. It's Amber Dixon with it. Dixon gets this one outside to Quincy Noble from three-point range. Quincy Noble once again. Mean Green firing on all cylinders right now, shooting 78.5% from the floor to start off this contest. That is certainly not a sustainable number, but Mean Green will take it right now. Here's a jumper put up and knocked down, breaking a 13-0 run from Lainey Morrow, or rather that was Nehemiah Johnson who put up the basket. Now here's a shot from Kieran Neal that deflects off a Drover and goes out of bounds. 2:08 to play here in the first quarter. Still 27-10 is the score.
Mean Green substitutions, returning number 4, Jasmine Johnson. And for the first time, number 21, Jalen Mallard. Also for the Mean Green, number 14, Maddie Cleary.
Maddie Cleary checking into the game now as Quincy Noble comes out. Jalen Mallard also into the contest. Mean Green rotating through their lineup a bit here. There's a floater from Dixon. That one's off the mark, no good. Mallard fights for the rebound, but it's Dixon who comes up with it. It's going to be Cleary from the point. Cleary, shot no good. Mallard, another offensive rebound. Her shot still would not go. Kira Neal comes down with it and then gets fouled. Foul called on Anna Lua Doring, as Doring picks up her first personal, and that will put the Mean Green in the bonus for the remaining 1:55 of this quarter. Kira Neal shooting 2. Did not attempt a lot of free throws last year, but was just 25% from the stripe as she misses the first one. Neal, an Edmond, Oklahoma native, went to Santa Fe High School. Second free throw attempt is good, 1 for 2, and that makes it a 28-10. Mean Green advantage as now the Drovers bring it up the floor. It's Johnson with it, being guarded by Neal. Neal keeping a close eye on her as they try and set up the pick. It's now Cleary on Johnson. She'll kick this one over to Alex Miller. Goes down low here, shot up no good. Rebound taken though by Johnson, who gets it to go. That makes it a 28-12 ball game. Final 90 seconds here of the first quarter. Jalen Mallard with it down low off the pass from Jazzion Jackson, and she's fouled on her way up. This call also going to be on Doring, her second personal. And so that will force Doring to check out of the game, and coming in is Laney Morrow.
Shooting for the mean green, number 21, Taylor Mallard. Shooting 2.
Mallard to attempt a pair of free throws here. Her first one is off the mark, no good. Mallard last season at South Alabama shot 57% from the charity stripe. Second attempt is no good, and a scramble for the rebound, and then it goes out of bounds. Or are we going to get another foul call? It's going to be a foul on the mean green. This one called on Amber Dixon. It's the first mean green foul of this game. And so it'll be USAO ball here as they bring it back across the timeline. Tori James with it. She'll give it over now to Johnson. It's Johnson trying to get around Neal. Instead gets the pass off to Miller. Miller, they set the pick on Neal. Miller just working around. Miller's floater up, no good, but a foul called here on North Texas. This is going to be on Maddie Cleary, who picks up her first personal. Second team foul. So it'll be the first free throws of the night here for the Drovers as Alex Miller heading to the free throw line, the Hartshorn, Oklahoma native. Hartshorn High School product makes the first free throw. The 5'8" junior guard. 1:01 to play here in the first quarter. Second attempt is good. Makes it 28-14. The Mean Green right now doubling up the Drovers from Chickasaw, Oklahoma. It's going to be Jazzion Jackson with it up the floor. Gets this one to Neal. Kira Neal with it, looking. Neal dribbling right hand. Gets this one off to Trina Mims, who's checked back into the game. Here's a three-pointer from Jazzion Jackson, and she knocks it down. Jazzion Jackson with the triple. 31-14 is the score. She'll work this one over to Johnson. Hands it off now to James, who takes her spot, then zings it to Morrow. Morrow goes back over to Johnson again. Caitlin Johnson with it. Johnson, floater off the high glass, sits on the rim, doesn't go. And the rebound taken by Amber Dixon, and Dixon's going to draw a foul here. It's going to be on Nehemiah Johnson. And since the Mean Green are in the bonus, that will put Amber Dixon onto the free throw line. Dixon at Louisiana Tech last year was a 74% free throw shooter. And she makes the first. Dixon, ironically, playing at Louisiana Tech last year means she faced the Mean Green quite a bit in her collegiate career in the interconference matchup as she makes the second free throw. Dixon's career high of 26 points actually came against North Texas in this building back in January of 2020, right before the pandemic shut everything down. But now a member of the Mean Green. And here comes Johnson with it, tries to get this one to shot that is blocked by Kira Neal and goes out of bounds. That was Laney Morrow trying to get the shot up and good, but couldn't handle it. Still 5 seconds left here. Drovers trying to inbound it here for one last shot before the end of the quarter. It's Morrow. Morrow with it, gets back over to Johnson. Johnson floater right at the buzzer and gets it to land. So count the basket, makes it a 33-16 game here to start off this season for the Mean Green. They are in front and in front big, shooting 63% from the floor. Second quarter action coming up next. You're listening to Mean Green Basketball from Learfield.
Let's go down to the court.
Airmailed, and Jazion Jackson comes up with the loose ball, finds a streaking Tamisha Lampkin, whose layup is no good, and then this one goes out of bounds off of a drover, and so it'll stay with the Mean Green here. Kendall Magruder now checking into the game for the first time in her Mean Green career. Finds Trina Mims, gets it to Tamisha Lampkin. Lampkin under a lot of pressure, shot up no good, but draws the foul. Foul called here on Zariah Dorsey as she gets her second foul, first team foul. And 2 free throws from Lampkin. First one is good. Lampkin in this game was just 0 of 1 from the stripe on an attempted 3-point play. And that gives her 5 points in this game. Second attempt is also good. And that makes it a 35-16 game. Mean Green in front by 19 points right now. It has been all North Texas to start this one off. Caitlin Johnson with it. Looking, trying to get around Jackson. Finds Dorsey, who goes right back over to Johnson. Johnson with it, almost lost it. Bit of a no-look pass there to Dorsey, and Dorsey able to lay it up and in. 35-18 is the score. Kira Neal with it back up the floor here for the Mean Green. Neal, nice little fake, driving, gets this one to a wide open Lampkin, who lays it up and in. Nice ball movement there from North Texas. That makes it a 37-18 ball game. Johnson with it. And we get whistles, and I don't think there was a foul called. I think it was just dribbled out of bounds by USAO, and so it'll go back to the Mean Green here. Is now checking in for the first time in her collegiate career is Anaya Johnson, the Killeen, Texas native by way of Red Oak High School. Here's Jazion Jackson, tried to sling it outside, but that pass was tipped and stolen away by Alex Miller, and now Miller will bring this one across the timeline, being guarded closely by Magruder. Miller looking, Miller driving inside on Jackson, spinning around, stopped there, now has to come back out. 15 still on the shot clock for her. Bounces this one down low, and it goes out of bounds off of Kira Neal.
Returning for the Troopers, number 3.
We'll stay with the Drovers. 12 seconds still here on the shot clock. Trying to inbound this one. They do get it up top to Dorsey, who will work this one over. A three-pointer put up and nailed that time by Mila Carrera. Jazion Jackson with it back the other way. Jackson, high pass to Magruder. Tried to bounce this one down low, and some miscommunication there. She was looking for the freshman Anaya Johnson, and Johnson unable to track it down. As now Maddie Townley checks back into the game. Kira Neal comes out, and a couple more substitutions being made as well here for North Texas, as Quincy Noble and Ali Gomez will check back into the game. Magruder out and Jackson out on this exchange. Carrera with it, being guarded by Mims, finds an open Dorsey at the point, throws it down low to Johnson, who spins off the high glass, didn't find the rim, and the rebound taken here by Quincy Noble. It's Noble with it, high pass into triple coverage there, and whistles and a foul called as Johnson able to draw the call. This one's going to be on Lucia Guerrero.
Runs on the Troopers, number 4, Lucia Guerrero. Her first personal foul.
Guerrero's first second team foul called here against the Drovers in this quarter. That'll put Anaya Johnson onto the free throw line for the first time in her Mean Green career. The freshman from Killeen, and the first free throw goes off the rim and out.
Anaya Johnson, 1 board.
6'2" freshman forward is Johnson by way of Red Oak High School. Second free throw is also off the mark, no good. There's a scramble for it, and picking it up is Doring, and here comes USAO back the other way. Doring, high pass into the corner here for Carrera. Thought about a three, instead drives the baseline, slings this one to Townley, and a foul is going to be called on the mean green. They're going to call a trip on Anaya Johnson. Johnson gets called for her first. It's also the first team foul of the quarter against the mean green. Now USAO here looking to inbound it. They'll find Guerrero. Guerrero hands this one off to Johnson, who goes back over now for Dorsey. Dorsey with it. Dorsey trying to step her way inside. Little fadeaway jumper, no good. There's a scramble for the rebound. It's going to be picked up offensively this time here by USAO. It's Dorsey with it down low, being guarded by Magruder. Her shot off the eyeglass is up and in. 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter, and it's a 37-23 mean green advantage. Green have led by as much as 19 in this contest. Townley into the corner for Trina Mims. Mims, a little floater, knocks it down. Trina Mims, her first points in nearly 2 years after missing all of last season due to injury. And she gets onto the scoreboard, almost poked it away there for a second from Caitlin Johnson, and Johnson had to recover. Instead, she'll hand it off here to Doring, and now a foul is going to be called on Trina Mims. It's her first personal, second team foul on the mean green.
That is her first, second North Texas team foul. Returning for the mean green, number 24, Tavisha Lampkin.
Quick inbound here. Stolen away. Noble gets a high pass over to Townley, who's got to go chase it down. Maddie Townley shot up, sat on the rim, wouldn't go, and calls against the foul.
Fouls on the Drovers, number 2, Caitlin Johnson.
Foul called on Caitlin Johnson as she picks up her first. Third team foul called against the Drovers. As Maddie Townley will take 2 free throws. Townley, a 61% free throw shooter last year. Her first one's off the mark, no good. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is the Mean Green Sports Network. Maddie Townley makes the second free throw to make it a 40-23 ball game. Here's a floater put up that rolls across the rim and in that time from Mila Carrera. Mims with it back the other way here for North Texas. High pass over to Lampkin, who had it stolen right out of her hands, but then it's off the shins of a diving Carrera. And it goes out of bounds, so it'll go back to the mean green here. I think they're saying it should be a fresh 30 on the shot clock. They're saying that was a change of possession since it was snatched out of the hands of Lampkin. So it's a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Inbound to Gomez, finds Noble. Noble with it, driving over. Noble, fadeaway, little jumper, knocks it up and knocks it down. 42-25, North Texas in front. Guerrero with it here for USAO. 5:31 to play in the second quarter. Guerrero, high arcing pass into the corner here for James. Or rather, this is Bloomfield who's into the game for the first time. She'll find Carrera. Carrera, high pass off the glass and shot up and good. Makes it 42-27, and Carrera's got 10 points in this game. She's the first drover to hit double figures. It's now Gomez back with it. Gomez shot up, no good. Rebound taken by Dorsey, and Dorsey will bring it up the floor now here for the Drovers. It is Guerrero with it. USAO, 3 of their last 3 from the floor, 5 of their last 7 overall. Guerrero, corner pass over to Carrera. Finds Dorsey. Dorsey just turns and fires and can't get this one to go as it hit the side of the rim. Trina Mims comes away with the rebound. Mims, a pass into the corner for Gomez, finds Noble, who's immediately guarded, but she's going to put up the 3 anyway and airmails that one out of bounds.
A stoppage in play for no official. Timeout.
Timeout will be taken. We take it as well. 4:27 to play here in this quarter, 42-27. Mean Green in front. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. Chloe Callahan, who's checked into the game. Callahan shot up, no good, no whistles for fouls. Ball still loose. It's going to be saved by Lampkin in the corner. She'll peel around here trying to attack the glass. Her shot up and good for Tamisha Lampkin. And she hits double figures with 10 points. 44-27. Mean Green still lead here with 3:55 to play in the first half. It's a bounce pass over to Doring. Kicks this one outside to Guerrero. Guerrero driving. Her shot up, no good. Sat on the rim there for a second but wouldn't land. And now Lampkin comes back the other way with it. Finds Quincy Noble. Noble driving left side. Her shot up, no good. And goes out of bounds. Did they call a foul on this play? I don't think they did. No foul, so it's just out of bounds. Off of a Drover last, they say, so the Mean Green will keep it with 21 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Callahan. Callahan shot up no good, but a rebound taken by Lampkin, and Lampkin able to draw a foul call on Lainey Morrow. Or actually on 34, it's on Zenise Crawford. That's her first personal foul. Third team foul called against the Drovers, and Lampkin makes the first of 2 free throws. Second attempt for Misha, as she's known. Off the mark, no good. 45-27, the score remains with 3.5 minutes to play. Here comes Carrera up the floor with it. Carrera was driving inside, now backs off, gets this one over to Morrow, who almost lost control of it, now regains control. A weird pass over off of Noble, who tried to save it, but it goes out of bounds. And so it'll go back to the Drovers here with 14 seconds still on the shot clock, 3:16 to play in this opening half. What's been all Mean Green so far in this contest. Drovers shot up, no good that time from Carrera, then goes out of bounds off of Tamisha Lampkin, so it'll stay with USAO. Fresh 20 on the shot clock, they say, however. And I think that's what this discussion is going to be about between the officials. I think there should have just been 6 on the shot clock. Yeah, they're saying should have been 6 on the shot clock, and so they reset it back down. There's now a trio of Mean Green subs come into the game. Just 6 on the shot clock. Quick inbound here to Crawford. Crawford into the corner for a 3. That one's off the mark, no good. A scramble for the rebound, and Amber Dixon comes away with it. Dixon almost had it stolen away, able to regain possession. Being guarded closely, tried to spin a pass over to Jackson. Ball bounces through everybody, and then is finally picked up here by USAO, and they'll come back the other way with it. It's Guerrero at the top of the key, or at the point, rather. Bounce pass over to Bloomfield, who will send it right back to Carrera. Carrera, nice little spin move there, kicks this one to the wing, into the corner now. A 3-pointer put up, that one off the glass, sat on the rim, no good, and the rebound's going to be taken by somebody. It's going to be Carrera offensively, puts up a jumper from the free throw line. That one no good. Trading paint down low is a quad of players, and out of that, Jalen Mallard gets the rebound and gets it to Jazzion Jackson. She'll find Maddie Townley, jumper from the free throw line, knocks it down. Maddie Townley, her second and third points of the game. 47-27 is the score. Mean Green in front by 20 right now. Carrera on the far wing, now driving inside, and whistles and a foul will be called here on North Texas. This is going to go against Jazzion Jackson, who picks up her first personal. 13 foul called on the Mean Green. Already more fouls than they had in the entire first quarter. 1:57 to play here in this second quarter. Here's the inbound for USAO. They throw it down low, almost stolen away by Townley, but it somehow deflects right into the hands of James for USAO, and they can keep this possession going. Here's kind of an awkward shot thrown up by Guerrero that clears the entire basket and the backboard and goes out of bounds just underneath the shot clock. A little too much mustard on that throw. 20-point game, biggest lead the Mean Green have had. USAO in a cold shooting stretch here. They're 0 of their last 6 and haven't scored in 3.5 minutes. Jackson with it back up the floor here for the Mean Green. Takes it across the timeline, finds Chloe Callahan, goes over to Townley, back down to Dixon, who finds Mallard down low, dribbles once, spins, pivots, Mallard shot, got it to go. Jalen Mallard, her first points in a Mean Green uniform, makes it 49-27, and the Mean Green now in the midst of a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds of action. High pass over here to Corrales, who's checked into the game for the first time, zings this one outside to James, who drives up. James shot no good, but draws the foul. It's going to be on Callahan, who picks up her first personal. 4th team foul called on the Mean Green, and that will put Tori James onto the free throw line. James was 1 of 2 from the stripe in their win over Our Lady of the Lake University, but she misses the first one here. James aspires to be a high school coach one day from Blanchard, Oklahoma. Second attempt is good. That makes it a 49-28 game. Snaps a scoring drought of more than 4 minutes for the Drovers. Mallard shot, got it in the foul. Count the basket, and the foul called on Zenise Crawford. Her second personal. And that will put the Mean Green into the bonus for the remainder of this frame. Is now Mallard at the free throw line for the 3-point play. That one is good. Mallard, a 57% free throw shooter. Last season at South Alabama, again, one of the many transfers that Jaylee Mitchell brought in the offseason here for the Mean Green. There's a shot that goes up. That one airballed, but it goes right into the outstretched arms of Annalua Doring, who's able to Or rather, that was Palmer, excuse me. And now Jackson attacking the glass. Her shot up, got it, and the foul for Jazzion Jackson. Foul called on Palmer. Her second personal. Mean Green already in the bonus, and now a chance at a three-point play here for Jazzion Jackson. And the three-point play is completed as Jackson now with 10 points in this contest. Drovers with it back up the floor. Hands this one off to Johnson. Finds Crawford back over to Palmer. Palmer with it. High pass over to Corrales, who goes into the corner for James, who puts up the three. That one no good, but a favorable bounce there is a offensive rebound for Palmer. Palmer shot up, sat on the rim, still would not go. A fight for the rebound, and it's out of bounds off of Jalen Mallard. Quick inbound here. Johnson to Palmer. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, down to 1. Shot up right at the buzzer. That one off the front end of the rim, no good, and that is how the first half will end. Mean Green in front by 25. 55-30 is the score. North Texas leads Science and Arts of Oklahoma, again 55-30. First State Bank halftime show coming up. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. from three-point range. The only thing Jaylee Mitchell's going to circle at the end of this one is free throws. Is 10 of 18, 55.6% on the free throw line. Otherwise, it's been a pretty good game as they're holding Science and Arts of Oklahoma to just under 31% shooting. Both teams just about ready here to get the second half underway. North Texas in front by 25. It'll be the Mean Green with it to start off this half, and it's going to be Ali Gomez with it off the inbound from Maddie Townley. Gomez finds Jazzion Jackson. It's the original starting five back out there for the Mean Green. It's now Quincy Noble, goes all the way across to Jackson, who puts up the three-point ball, and it goes in and out, no good, and the rebound taken defensively by Mila Carrera. Carrera across the timeline with it. Working her way up the floor now. Goes over to the far wing, spinning around and can't get free, but is able to draw a foul on Jazzion Jackson as Jackson gets called for her second personal. First team foul called against the Mean Green. Johnson with it, gets this one. It's going to be poked away by Jackson, and Jackson now having a chance here. Jackson lays it up and couldn't get the layup to go, but it's almost stolen away by Townley, but grabbing the rebound with it and back the other way comes Carrera. Carrera with it now as they'll slow things down a bit here. 9:09 to play in this second quarter. Lampkin, or rather, Lampkin's counterpart, number 24, Dorsey, able to lay this one up and in. Now it's Jackson back the other way with it. Jazzion Jackson, no look past it to Misha Lampkin. Shot up, no good, but draws the foul. This foul goes against Mila Carrera. She gets her first. Both quarters, the Mean Green have ended up in the bonus as USAO has fouled a lot here as the first free throw up and good from Tamisha Lampkin, who now takes over the scoring lead for this game with 12 points. Second free throw attempt is in and out, no good, and the rebound's taken by Zariah Dorsey for the Drovers. Johnson with it. Driving inside, Carrera, shot up, no good, but a rebound taken by Johnson, still would not go, and Gomez comes away with the rebound. Carrera slow to get up behind the play. And she'll now get whistles as they check on her. She appears to be okay. 8:32 to play here in the second quarter. It's an inbound to Gomez from Townley into the backcourt. Now Gomez will work it across the timeline again here. 8.5 minutes to play. Quincy Noble puts up the three-point ball. That one off the mark, no good, but Lampkin gets the rebound and then had it poked away, but a foul is going to be called here on the Drovers. This one called on Jessica Palmer, who gets called for her third. That'll put Tamisha Lampkin onto the free throw line yet again, and she'll make the first one here. Lampkin attempting her 8th and 9th free throw. She's 5 of 8. Again, coming into the season, Lampkin, or last season rather, Lampkin shot just 47%. She makes both here. And that'll make it a 58-32 advantage, and Tamisha Lampkin's got 14 points. Bounce pass over to Carrera. Carrera looking, faking. Carrera spinning on Noble. Had to try and bounce this one back up top to Dorsey. Might have been poked away from her. Dorsey just puts up the three-pointer. That one goes in and out, and Gomez comes away with the rebound. She'll fight through a couple of players and now work her way up the floor. Gomez over to Jackson. Jackson's just going to take the open three-pointer. That one's off the mark, no good. Lampkin gets the rebound, and then we get whistles, and a foul is going to be called here on the main green, as they're going to get Lampkin for a push. So that's her first personal foul. Second team foul called against the main green. And now up the floor again, here comes USAO. Caitlin Johnson with it, trying to drive inside on Jackson. Looking, shot up off the high glass, sat on the rim, would not land, however. Lampkin gets it and gets a quick pass off to Jazzy on Jackson. Jackson on the free throw line. Pass over to Townley. Townley spinning, pivoting, shot up and good for Maddie Townley. And the Mean Green have hit that 60-point mark that Jaylee Mitchell preaches is what they're trying to get to. Can you get to 60? Can you hold them under 60? And so far, that has very much been the case as the Mean Green lead by 28 points. It's Noble off of a steal. Noble freezing, had it poked away, and then stolen back by USAO. And here comes Palmer up the floor with it, trying to get around Townley. Kicks this one over. They send it to the outside on the wing for three. That one no good. Rebound is poked all the way back up top to Guerrero, who will hold on to it there for the Drovers. Now finds Johnson on the near wing. She'll get this one to Palmer. They work it around to the opposite wing. Little fake put on, three-pointer shot up that time from Carrera is no good. Noble saves this one, barely from going out of bounds, but it's taken away again by USAO, and Carrera able to come down with it, and a timeout is going to be taken here by the Drovers. 6:33 to play here in the first quarter. 60-34 is the score. Mean Green in front. You're listening to North Texas basketball from Learfield. Their first three-pointers here to start off the second half. This game just about ready to get back underway here. It will be Mean Green ball. Maddie Townley to inbound this one to Allie Gomez. Gomez dribbling around a defender, trying to create some space. High pass over to Townley. Townley down low to Lampkin, and that pass just a little too tall for Lampkin to handle, and it goes out of bounds. I'll send it over to USAO here with 6:21 to play in the third quarter. Drovers bring this one up the floor. It's Carrera with it. Hands it off now to Palmer. Palmer looking, finds Johnson. High pass tipped by Jackson, going right into the hands. They work it back over to Carrera. Her shot up no good, but draws the foul. It's going to be on Tamisha Lampkin as she picks up her second. Third personal foul, and that will put Carrera onto the free throw line. She went 5 of 6 from the stripe against Our Lady of the Lake, and she misses the first one here. This is her first trip to the free throw line tonight. Drovers have only attempted 5 free throws in this game, make it 6 now as Carrera makes the second attempt. Gomez back over to Townley. Back to Gomez, who works it across the timeline. Over to Jackson on the far wing. She'll work this one down to Townley. Townley with it, spinning around, working her way into the paint. Tries to find an open Lampkin. Lampkin over across now to Amber Dixon. Dixon high pass over to Jackson. Gets it to Lampkin. Lampkin shot up. Got it, and the foul for Tamisha Lampkin. What ball movement there by the Mean Green. Foul called on Tori James as she picks up her third. Third personal foul, or third team foul rather, called on the Drovers. That's also the third personal foul on Tori James. Now Tamisha Lampkin looking here for a three-point play. Lampkin already blown past her career high of 12 points. She's at 16 right now in this contest. She misses the free throw as the Drovers work it back up the floor. 62-35 is the score. 5.5 to play here in this third quarter. Spinning around with it is Dorsey. Goes up top to Carrera. Carrera, a little floater, goes no good off the front end of the rim. Gomez comes away with the rebound. Now Ali Gomez works it up the floor. Had it poked free, but able to reclaim it. Gomez goes outside to Amber Dixon. Dixon from downtown. That one's no good. Scramble for the rebound. Loose on the floor. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Drover's ball out of all that. Couple substitutions made for the Drovers here. And I'll bring this one up the floor. It is Alex Miller. This is one over to Morrow, who now finds Guerrero. Guerrero creating some space. Guerrero floater shot up. Offensive foul called on Lucia Guerrero.
Offensive foul.
Her second personal. It's the fourth team foul called against the Drovers. And the Mean Green will make some substitutions, and we'll get a timeout as well. 62-35 is the score. Mean Green in front with 4:51 to play here in the third quarter. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. It'll be Mean Green ball out of this timeout. There's basically everything going right for North Texas today. Start off their season. Dixon inbounds this one to Gomez, and she'll bring it up the floor. Ali Gomez finds Kira Neal, who's checked into the game, gets it to Dixon, finds Mallard, shot up and good. Great ball movement from the Mean Green. And then a steal back the other way. Neal shot up, no good. Gets her own rebound and is fouled. Foul is going to go on Lainey Morrow. That is her first personal foul, and that will put the Mean Green into the bonus for the remainder of this quarter. And confusion here about the number of fouls that have been called. So that'll put Kira Neal onto the free throw line. I'll put Kira Neal at the free throw line. Neal shot again just 25% last year. Didn't make too many trips to the free throw line. She makes the first one here. She's 2 of 3 from the stripe today. Second attempt is also good, and it's now north of a 30-point game, 66-35. The Mean Green in front and in front big. It is Johnson with it. Gets this one over to the other Johnson. Nehemiah swings this one outside here now to James. James, little floater up and good from Tori James, who gets just her first field goal of the night and her 3rd point. Pass over to Maddie Cleary, goes back up top to Gomez, across to Neal. Thought about a 3, didn't take it, instead goes to Gomez over to Cleary. Cleary with the rainbow arcing 3, that's off the mark, no good. James gets the rebound, and they'll find an open Johnson who brings this one up the floor now. That's Nehemiah Johnson. Slings this one down low to a unprepared Alex Miller, who watches it go out of bounds. And we'll go back to the Mean Green here as Amber Dixon will inbound it to Gomez. She'll get it back to Dixon, and now jog this one across the timeline. Dixon. Cleary, back to Gomez, over to Neal. Neal puts up the 3-pointer. That one off the mark, no good. And coming down with the rebound is Miller. She'll come back up the floor the other way. Miller with it, being guarded by Neal. Hands this one off to Caitlin Johnson. Johnson with it, double team, bounced this one to nobody in particular, went right to Amber Dixon, who comes up with the steal back the other way. Dixon fighting through a crowd and gets the layup to land. Amber Dixon with 7 points in this contest. She's 2 of 4 from the floor, including a 3-pointer, and now we get whistles and a foul called on the Mean Green. This is going to go against Kira Neal as she picks up her first. 4th team foul called against the Mean Green. One more will put the Drovers into the bonus. They have not been in the bonus all game. Caitlin Johnson with the inbound to Nehemiah Johnson. Johnson, shot up, hit the side of the backboard, no good. Dixon comes away with the rebounds. We get whistles and a jump ball call here. Possession arrow with the Mean Green. That's our first jump ball call of this game. 68-37 is the score. 2:56 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Drovers just 2 of their last 10 from the floor right now. They've had 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes. Or rather, it's Drovers ball, excuse me, on the alternating possession. So USAO inbounds this one. It's now James with it. James, bounce pass down low to Miller, and Miller gonna draw a foul on the play. This one goes against Maddie Cleary as she picks up her 2nd. And that'll put the Drovers into the bonus for the first time tonight. Alex Miller on the free throw line had made 1 trip against Our Lady of the Lake and went 0 for 2. First free throw here rattles its way in. Makes it a 30-point contest, 68-38 with 2:51 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Second attempt is also good. We have a substitution as Jordan Bloomfield will check back into the game. Trina Mims with it as she's checked back into this contest. Slings this one over to Kiara Neal. Back to Mims at the point. Mims goes down low to Dixon. Dixon creating space outside to Maddie Cleary, whose three-pointer is good. Maddie Cleary. Almost stolen on the inbound again by Neal, but instead coming up with it is Johnson. Johnson into the corner. Three-pointer put up here by the Drovers. That one no good, and Neal comes away with the board. Kiara Neal trying to spin through three players. Lost control of the basketball. And back the other way, here comes USAO. It is Bloomfield outside to Johnson from three. That one good off the front end of the rim, off the backboard and through. 71-42 is the score. Mean Green in front and in front big right now. Mims at the point, goes over to Neal, sends it down low to Dixon. Dixon jumper up and rattles its way in for Amber Dixon. She's got 9 points in this contest. That's a 73-42 advantage for the Mean Green. Johnson with it. Johnson trying to get around Neal. They set the pick on her. Shot blocked away by Jalen Mallard. Swatted that one clean out of the sky, and I'll keep it with the Drovers here with 18 to go on the shot clock. 1:35 still on the game clock. Caitlin Johnson looking to inbound it to somebody, finds an open Anna Doring. Now goes over to Bloomfield. Back to Doring, who puts up the jumper from the elbow and knocks it down. Good shot there from Ana Lua Doring, the Montevideo, Uruguay native. And now Mims brings it back up the floor. High pass to Dixon, goes outside now to Kiara Neal from downtown. That one off the mark, no good, but an offensive rebound from Mallard, and she's able to clean it up on the putback. 9 points for Jalen Mallard in this contest as we approach a minute to play here in the third quarter. Johnson over to Miller, floater, shot up, no good. Cleary with the rebound, and here come the Mean Green back the other way. It's Maddie Cleary over to Trina Mims. On the far side, Mims high pass to Mallard. Mallard spinning, looking, high arcing pass over to Dixon, gets it across now to Cleary and whistles, and a call here against the Mean Green. As I say, she stepped out of bounds in the corner trying to save that ball. Amber Dixon did. And so it'll go back to USAO with 46 seconds left in the quarter. About a 16-second difference between the shot clock and game clock right now. Johnson with it. Hands it off to Miller. Or rather, this is Bloomfield who bounces it over now to Johnson. Johnson faking, driving inside, kicks this one out to Miller, who thought about a three, didn't take it, and then traveled instead. (75-44) is the score. Mims brings it back up the floor. Mims, high pass to Dixon. Dixon looking, Dixon trying to create some space, spinning. Dixon shot up and good for Amber Dixon, and she's in double figures now with 11 points. Final 8 seconds here of the quarter. 5, down to 4, down to 3. Johnson with it back the other way. Johnson 1-0, shot up at the buzzer off the high glass, no good, and that's how the quarter will end. 77-44, it's a 30-point game. Mean Green in front of the Drovers of Science and Arts of Oklahoma as the fourth and final quarter approaches. Mean Green in front and in front big. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. 59.6% from the floor compared to just 31% for the Drovers of Science and Arts. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mean Green Sports Network. Fourth and final quarter underway, and it's Magruder with it. Gets it to Callahan, finds Trina Mims across. Outside to Maddie Cleary from downtown. That one no good, but Cleary gets her own rebound, driving inside and draws the foul. Big collision there. As Cleary tried to drive inside, and this foul is going to go against, well, they signaled 11, but I don't have an 11 on the roster. They say 10, Alex Miller, so that's her first personal. Maddie Cleary now on the free throw line for the first time tonight. Cleary, for the first time in her Mean Green career, she did not attempt any free throws her freshman season. So the first collegiate free throw attempts here for Maddie Cleary, and she makes the first one. Gives her 4 points in this game. Second attempt for Cleary is no good, and the rebound is taken offensively by Trina Mims, and that'll keep this possession going. High pass to Cleary, over to Callahan. Fake to three, goes back outside to Cleary. Cleary with the NBA three. That one off the mark, no good, but an offensive rebound from Johnson. She'll get this one to Mims. Mims, floater, no good, and the rebound taken defensively by the Drovers finally after all that. And back up the floor now comes USAO. It is Nehemiah Johnson with it. Being guarded by Mims, working around Mims, slings this one up top now to Miller. Miller goes across to Bloomfield, down to Miller, being guarded by Cleary. Miller driving inside. Miller's shot blocked that time by Magruder, and it goes out of bounds. Prompt a handful of substitutions here from USAO. Still 9 seconds on the shot clock here as they look to inbound it. Looking for somebody, finds an open player in the corner, dribbling, spinning around with it is Dorsey. Dorsey looking under pressure, gets this one back to Johnson and runs out of time. That's going to be a shot clock violation on the Drovers. Be Mims off the inbound to Magruder. Is now Jaylee Mitchell really digging deep into her bench with this game comfortably in hand. Magruder to Mims. Mims looking, fakes it, slings it across now to Callahan. Callahan holding there, gets this one over now to Magruder. Goes back to Callahan, fake to three, driving over to Magruder again at the point. High pass over to Cleary, and Cleary stepped out of bounds.
Returning for the Drovers, number 4, Lucia Gael.
78-44 is the score. 8:39 to play here in this fourth quarter. Hand off to Miller. Goes across now for Carrera. Carrera being guarded by Callahan. Goes up top to Dorsey, excuse me. Down low, and this one stays, what are they going to say? It stays with USAO. Indeed it does. Off a deflection of a Mean Green player, so still Drovers ball here with 8:23 to play in the quarter. And likely in this game, when we get whistles and a foul away from the play, it's going to be on Magruder as she picks up her first. First personal foul on Magruder. First team foul this quarter on the Mean Green. Here's the inbound from the Drovers. They get this one to Palmer. That's Palmer with it, trying to get around Cleary, or rather that's Callahan. Quick pass over to Dorsey. Her shot hits the front of the rim, back of the rim, and goes through. 78-46 is the score as the Mean Green bring it up the floor. It's Magruder with it. Magruder over to Mims. Mims, high pass, or high shot, no good, but a rebound offensively taken by Anaya Johnson. And Johnson's got her first collegiate points as she's able to knock it down. Guerrero with it here now for the Drovers. Guerrero driving, no-look pass to nobody in particular. There's a mad scramble for it. Somehow coming away with it is Palmer, and she's able to turn and knock it down. 80-48 is the score. Magruder to Cleary. Back to Magruder, across to Callahan. Fake to three. Callahan now puts up the three-pointer. Knocks it down! Chloe Callahan, her first collegiate points. And it's 83-48 here at the Super Pit. High pass over here to Palmer. Palmer shot up, no good. Bit of a scramble there for the rebound, and Johnson gets it. Now back up to Callahan, who puts up another three-pointer. That one hits the front end of the iron, no good, and the rebound taken by Guerrero of USAO. Guerrero with it up the floor. Now changes direction, goes from right to left, slings this one to the corner for Carrera. Carrera almost losing control of it, but able to maintain possession. Taking back the other way, Carrera then lost it that time. It's going to be picked up off the floor by Johnson, who gets it to Trina Mims. Mims pass over to Cleary. Cleary puts up the three-pointer. That one off the mark, no good. Callahan gets the rebound, shot up, fading away. Shot good for Chloe Callahan. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Mean Green. 5 points for Chloe Callahan. And we will take the timeout as well. 85-48 is the score with 6:18 to play here in this ball game. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield. And coming up on the Texas Health Presbyterian postgame show, we'll have our postgame visit with the head coach of the Mean Green, Jaylee Mitchell, as well as our Raising Cane's player of the game, which right now appears to be Tamisha Lampkin, who has 16 points, drew 6 fouls in this game before checking out. Jaylee Mitchell was largely playing a lineup of freshmen and sophomores with the exception of Trina Mims. There's a block there from Magruder as this game has gotten well out of hand. Shot up in a nice laser three-pointer that time from Carrera, who's got 16 in this contest. And now Magruder with it over to Cleary. Goes back to Magruder at the point. High pass to Trina Mims, who comes down with it, turns and kicks it to Callahan from 3, and that one's just off the mark, no good. Rebound taken by Palmer, and then Palmer loses it. It's going to be taken by Johnson, who then travels. James with it now over to Carrera. Tough shot there for Mila Carrera, and she gets it to land. 85-53 is the score. 5:20 to play in this game. Magruder trying to hang on to it, and whistles, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, away from the play. This one's going to be on Jessica Palmer, who picks up her 4th. It's the 2nd team foul called against Science and Arts. 85-53 is the score. Magruder to Callahan. Back to Magruder. Over to Dixon. Callahan with it, looking down low. Instead goes up top to Magruder, who puts up the 3-pointer. Front iron, no good. And the rebound taken by the Drovers. And back the other way, they come up the floor. It is Carrera with it here. Carrera hands it off to Guerrero, who takes her spot at the point. She'll work her way over towards the wing. Slings it back over to Dorsey at the point. Dorsey dribbling between her legs. Dorsey creating space. Dorsey's pivoting, gets a no-look pass. Underhanded throw from underneath the basket that time. Put up by Guerrero, and good. What a play there for the Drovers. Magruder under pressure, tries to get it to Dixon. That one's going to be stolen away. There's a fight for it on the floor. Arms swinging everywhere. And the loose ball picked up and passed to Guerrero for USAO, and now they bring it back up the floor. Jazzion Jackson looking like she's going to check back into this game here as Dorsey comes up the floor with it. Dorsey driving inside. Dorsey contested shot, got it, and the foul for Zaria Dorsey. Foul is going to be on Jalen Mallard as she gets called for her 1st personal. Maddie Cleary's going to check out of this game as Jackson comes back on. Free throw is no good, and Dixon comes away with the rebound. It's a long pass over to Magruder. Magruder's 3-pointer up, no good. Dixon gets the rebound. Dixon right through traffic. Shot up and good for Amber Dixon. She's got 13. That snaps a 2-minute, 15-second scoring drought for the Mean Green and puts it back up to a 30-point advantage, 87-57. It is Guerrero with it. Guerrero trying to get around Magruder. Guerrero fighting for some space. Her shot up and no good. Sat on the rim for quite a while. Magruder gets the rebound, then had it poked away, and it's stolen back by Guerrero. Goes outside. Here's a 3-pointer. Off the mark, no good. Jackson gets the rebound. Jazzion Jackson with it up the floor. Jackson through traffic. Jackson right to the cup. Jackson no good, but Mallard gets the offensive board. Her shot still no good. A scramble for the rebound is going to be picked up by Johnson for USAO, and Johnson back the other way with it. Throws on the brakes. Now in triple team. Gets this one up top here to Tori James. James double team. Goes up top again to Johnson from 3. That one off the mark, no good, and it just goes out of bounds. And we'll go back to the Mean Green with 3:02 here to play. It is Jackson with it up the floor, taking it across the timeline here for North Texas. She'll get this one over to Magruder. Back to Jackson. Jackson to Dixon. Dixon spinning. Dixon in trouble. Had to pop this one free, and Callahan has to go retrieve it. The Canyon, Texas native now driving inside the paint. Callahan shot up, no good. Dixon with the rebound, puts it, hits the underside of the rim, and is able to draw the foul, though, off of the missed shot. It's going to be on Doring. That's her 3rd personal foul. 3rd team foul called against the Drovers.
3
And that'll put Amber Dixon onto the free throw line here, shooting 2. Her second trip, she was 2 for 2 her first time through. 2:35 here to play in this fourth quarter. Dixon's shot is good. (88-57). Mean Green in front, make it 88-57 as she misses the second free throw. Johnson with it, and she'll bring this one back up the floor here for USAO. Johnson being guarded by Jackson. Johnson hands this one off to Corrales. She'll go back up top again here to Doring, who now finds an open player. It's Morrow with it on the wing. Morrow trying to get around Callahan, couldn't, and instead finds Johnson on the wing. Johnson up to the top of the key, dribbling through traffic, almost lost it, has to kick this one to the outside. Faking, driving, shot up, doesn't matter. Shot clock goes off, and it's the second shot clock violation on the Drovers in this contest. 88-57 is the score. Here's the inbound to Jazzion Jackson. She'll find Quincy Noble, who's checked back into this game. Noble with it, slings it across to Jackson, finds Amber Dixon down low. Dixon shot up and good. Amber Dixon with 16 points. She could be making a run at our player of the game. She's got 8 rebounds as well. And we'll talk to our Raising Cane's player of the game post-game in our Adams Exterminating locker room visit with Jaylee Mitchell after this contest concludes. 90 seconds to play, and a foul going to be called here on North Texas. It is Jazzion Jackson with it, gets it over to Quincy Noble. Down low to Jalen Mallard, back to Noble. Noble on the wing, Noble driving across. That one's stolen away that time by Corrales, and Corrales will fight her way up the middle. Corrales shot up, no good. Rebound taken by Dixon. She's got 9 boards now. Amber Dixon across to Chloe Callahan. Callahan driving, high pass to Jackson, and shoots it over her. It is Johnson with it now here for USAO. Johnson trying to get around Jackson. They set a kind of a double pick there. Johnson driving through on shot up, no good. Mallard trying to fight for it, and it goes out of bounds off of Lainey Morrow. And we'll go back to the Mean Green with 44.8 seconds left to play. The inbound to Jackson. Jackson with it, high pass over to Quincy Noble. Noble driving inside. Noble kicks this one outside to Callahan. Callahan puts up the three-pointer, and Chloe Callahan's got 8 points. Shot clock off, 93-57 is the score. Mean Green in front. Johnson, top to Bloomfield. Bloomfield gets it back to Johnson, who drives inside. Johnson, kind of an awkward shot off the glass, no good. Rebound taken though, shot and a foul and a basket for USAO with 3.9 seconds left in the game. Foul call is going to be on Amber Dixon as she picks up her second. First free throw, as they did not count the basket, is up and good. Second free throw, no good. Mallard comes down with the rebound, gets it to Jackson, and that is the ball game. 93-58 is the final score as the Mean Green come away with the victory. They start their season 1-0 as Science and Arts drops to 1-1 on the season. The Texas Health Presbyterian postgame show is up next. You're listening to Mean Green basketball from Learfield.